Hey, this is Russ. I'm still on the road. Yeah, this is a continuation of the ride back home from our failed attempt to get to Bussy Woods. Well, we won't head home. We're going to ride to other areas instead. But we got to head in this direction to get there. So yeah, it's still an overcast day. What time is it right now? 8:16 a.m. I'm doing this ride before the rain hits us. Rain's supposed to hit us around 1 or 2 p.m. But an overcast day is always the best day, in my opinion. It's not hot. You don't have harsh sun hitting you. And for those who are into photography, it's your best day to take photos. And the reason is because you don't have harsh shadows. Of course, your sky doesn't look that great sometimes. You know, if you have bright sunny skies, deep blue skies, yeah, you don't get that. But as far as like taking portrait pictures of people, yeah, it looks better without the harsh sun on them. For those who don't know, I was a professional photographer for over 30 years. I taught photography at my own photography school that I ran. Yeah, we had over 12,000 students come through my school. It's quite a few. And I did forensic photography. That's how I started out. Worked a lot of crime scenes. You know, I've always said I've had my hands in more drugs than drug dealers. Yeah, it's all the confiscated drugs. I get to process them for fingerprints and all sorts of other fun stuff in the crime labs. So that train we just saw is the Metro train. That takes you down to the downtown Chicago area from the northwest suburbs up here. That's actually the best thing to take if you want to get downtown and you don't want to drive it, because it'll drop you off right in the heart of the downtown area, and it doesn't really stop except for picking people up, and it gets right through things that cars would have problems with, because it doesn't really stop. It only stops to pick people up, and then it keeps going. So anyways, I did a lot of photography. I shot a lot of weddings and things. Oh, now I remember what we were talking about on the last video. My preparation of how to get ready for a ride. Yeah, and then all the problems started happening with the map. Okay, let's continue with that. Here's how I prep myself to get ready for a ride. First thing I do is I usually check air pressure. I make sure that the tires are set at 20 pounds of pressure. After that's done, using my air compressor, I will usually check my brakes, making sure that the brakes are fully functional and that I like the pull of it. If it's not, I'm sorry, I got an itch again. If it's not, I will add some air to the tires, and then I'll put on a sweatshirt if I need to. If not, I'll put on my chest mount for my GoPro, my camera, adjust the camera, make sure it's on there properly, and we gotta stop for the kids here. And after I adjust the camera, then I gotta put my digital audio recorder together, make sure that's functioning. That's this cable that usually hangs off the edge of things. And then put on my safety vest, make sure that's on there. Then I gotta turn on the headlight, this light here. I also have a blinking tail light. I turn that on. I don't use the ones that come with the bike because they're not powerful enough. These external ones have 800 lumen of light. So that's a lot better than what they give you. I don't know what they give you, 80? Something like that. I mean, it's under 100 lumen. This is 800, plus it blinks, you see. So it gives me more visibility. I never use the lights at night because I don't really ride at night. But I use it for daytime. Let them go first. I find that, you know, if you're not sure, they're not sure, and I usually wave them on because they can get through that intersection faster than I can. So I don't take it unless they wave me forward. Then I will go forward. So they just need confirmation. They don't want to hit a bike. I mean, that's that's the worst thing to do for a car. They don't want to do that. So after I put on the GoPro and after I fix up the digital audio recorder, which sits in the front over here in the basket, I adjust the mirrors. I put on the battery. You know, here I have actually 2 batteries on this Rad Rover. Dog wants to get me, as they usually do. Let's turn here on Oakton Street. And after all that's all done, put on my helmet, adjust the microphone on the helmet, turn on the map program wherever I'm planning to go, turn on the battery, turn on the bike. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's like prepping for going to war. And we did that too when I was doing photography. You know, when I was shooting weddings, for instance. You gotta charge up all your batteries the day before. Make sure that you have enough film in the days when we were shooting film. In digital, make sure you have enough memory cards. The memory cards are wiped and ready to go. So yeah, there's a lot of prep work. I've always said it's like getting ready to go to war. For those that don't know what that means, yeah, you got to get your guns and everything ready, right? When you're going to war, you got to check everything over, clean them all up, all that stuff. Same thing here. You got to make sure your lenses are clean, your camera has no dust on the image sensor, all sorts of things. So yeah, I've been getting suggestions from people about possible future things to do for videos. I appreciate those suggestions. I may or may not take you up on everything, but I like hearing what you guys think I should do. Gives me ideas. Some people have asked me about various bikes they'd like to see reviewed. Let me tell you a little bit about the review process. All right, I mean, I can contact companies. But oftentimes the companies will contact us. They'll contact a YouTuber or they'll contact somebody they like seeing, and then they'll make an offer to you. They'll say, you know, are you interested in checking our bike or our accessories or whatever they're selling? If you're interested, contact us back, and then we'll talk further. That is really the best process when the manufacturer comes to me rather than me going to the manufacturer. So even though there's some bikes that you might like, they may not have an interest in Russ is Right. They might want to go to some other YouTuber, so you never know. But like I said, the difference with Russ is Right, I guess, is that a good chunk of our viewers are senior riders. And many of the e-bike companies know that it is the seniors who tend to buy these bikes because it gets us back out on the road when we're a little bit older. You know, we may not be able to ride a regular bike that easily anymore. Some of us can, and many of those who can usually make it known to me that they can. And I look at it and go, wow, you know, good for you guys. I can't do it. I need a little bit of help, okay? And so the bike manufacturers know that. And these bikes aren't cheap, right? They do cost a little bit of money. And really the older population may have the money to be able to buy a bike, whereas the kids may not have the money to do it. And the kids buy different kind of bikes compared to us. I mean, if you take a look at what's out there on e-bikes, they're buying the ones that they can get there that go the fastest they can and things. I don't know about you, but for me, I'm not that interested in that kind of bike. I'm more interested in, does it feel good? Is it comfortable? Can I get the speed I want, which is typically 20 to 28 miles an hour, right? I'm not interested in going faster than that, quite frankly. I think it's a little reckless if you go too fast. But I do like doing 20 to 28, so I'll do a standard class 1, 2, or 3 bike. But anything past that, yeah, it's not me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think a lot of our senior riders may feel the same way. Not all of you. The thing is, if I say something and you're not of that thinking, then I usually hear some type of comment about that. But I'm just saying, in general, right? In general, people in our age group, let's say just 55 and older, you know, they might have some issues with things like joints and all sorts of problems like knee replacements and hip replacements. We may not have the same interest as the kid who wants the fastest bike he can get. So the car behind me is probably wondering what I'm doing, but I need to take a left over here. So that's why I'm staying on the left-hand side. Yeah, they don't like it when they see a bike directly in their lane, but hey, you know what? We actually have just as much right to be on the road as they do. They just don't know that sometimes. So yeah, for the review process, it's kind of a little dance we do. The manufacturers need our help. We wouldn't mind getting their bikes to try out, so we do a little dance. We try to figure out, is it the right combination to do? And I have turned companies down. You may not believe it, but I do. I've turned bike companies down. I've turned accessory companies down. Some companies have contacted me and said, would you like to try this accessory? And I go, I don't think so. I mean, I try to say it as nicely as possible, but if I don't see a merit to me or to my viewers, I wouldn't do it. And even the bikes, I've had bike companies contact me and I've turned them down because I didn't think it was the type of bike that I would buy, or maybe my viewers might not be that interested in, or you know, I see some type of inherent flaw in their bike that I don't think is really that great. So I'll just turn it down. You know, I don't take every single bike out there. All right, here's the thing with the street cleaning. Last time they did this, it kicked up so much dust that it went into my eyes and everything. And so I just kind of kept my eyes mostly shut as I rode past that area. This is why I kind of said sometimes maybe having goggles might not be a bad idea in some areas. Yeah, I don't see that happening with bike riders. So yeah, I appreciate the suggestions on some bikes to review, but I'm playing the game. I'm waiting for them to contact me and then making the decision if that's the right bike for us to review. I woke up this morning, I did have another bike company manufacturer contact me about it. I'm still debating at this point. So what I do is when I get inquiries like that, I start doing some research on my own. I start looking at their website. I watch some of the reviews from other YouTubers, see what they had to say about the company and their bikes. I look at whatever I can find, you know, for reviews and comments and stuff. And if it's something that I think might have an interest for you guys, then I'll contact back the companies and I'll tell them, yeah, let's talk. And if it happens, then I'll do the review. Now, I really never thought that Russ is Right would turn into the thing that we're doing. I mean, I'm a little bit different than maybe some of the other YouTubers may have started a channel specifically for e-bikes. As you might know, Russ is Right started out just as a general channel because I had an interest in doing some YouTube stuff. Sorry, I'm got an itch again. So I said, well, I'll start the channel. We'll see where it goes. So we talked about a little of everything. If you watch those really early Russ is Right videos, you see how awkward I was on camera, still learning. And a friend of mine who was a professional videographer, he had been for years saying, Russ, you need to get on camera and do some videos. And I kept telling him, no, years. He's been saying this. And I kept saying, no, I don't think so. Yeah, let's turn here. So eventually, when I got my knee replaced, I shut down my school, my photography school. I was teaching there for 8 years. And I got my knee replaced, and then my knees got so messed up. It just did not heal the way typical people heal. So it took 1.5 years to even get to the point where I could actually ride a bike again. And so I had always been interested in bikes since I was a kid. And I've had multiple bikes over the years. But then when my knees started going bad, I stopped riding my bike. And so I said to my wife, I said, you know what, I really would like to get an e-bike so I can start riding my bike again, and then it would help my knees because it would keep my knees moving by pedaling, but it wouldn't be the hard type of pedaling needed to go up and down hills and things like that, which I couldn't do with my bad knee before. So she kept saying no, and then eventually she gave in and says, okay, if you want to buy a bike, go ahead and get it. So I bought my first e-bike. And yeah, my knees got better. Got a lot better, in fact. I had help from a company that made knee braces. They helped me out after I had to stop my physical therapies. I had 80 physical therapy sessions. I had 2 manipulations under anesthesia in addition to the knee replacement. And so yeah, the e-bike really helped me a lot. And so I started chronicling my rides as I was on the e-bike. And the next thing you know, Russ is Right has turned into an e-bike channel. So a lot of people said, well, man, you seem to know a lot about e-bikes. Yeah, I kind of learned it in the time period that I had, because I was riding almost every single day and put in like 2,600 miles on the first year from April to December. So this bike sitting at 2866 seems really low to me right now. I think I would have had a lot more mileage in here by that time. But, you know, the weather's been bad. It's just not been cooperative this year. In addition to that, I'm splitting my time between this bike and the Magicycle, and also other things that have come through. So I haven't told you guys what I'm working on yet, but yeah, there's 4 e-bikes inside my house right now. There's 4 regular bikes in the basement, and there's 4 e-bikes sitting in the house currently. So you might be a little shocked by that. But yeah, and there's more coming. Yeah, there's more coming. So yeah, that's how the channel's grown. it's gained a following, I think, from mostly senior riders, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm in that age group. Although a lot of you guys keep saying you don't look your age. I'm what am I? 63 years old right now. And people say you don't look it. Well, okay, I don't look it, maybe, but I am. I don't move as fast as I used to. I don't function as well. My memory sometimes goes, like you can tell. I lose my train of thought real quickly. Morning. Morning. Yeah, kid's riding his bike. Yeah, I usually slow down a little bit there. Morning. So, yeah, the Russ is Right channel has grown into a group of senior riders. And I think a lot of manufacturers are now starting to take notice of that. I think they search the channels. They have to. I mean, it is their business, right? I think they search the channels and they look at who's talking about what. Is this a guy that, might be good to represent us and sell our products and review the bikes? And so I've been getting contacted by various companies. And so, yeah, I appreciate it. And so if you're a manufacturer, yeah, contact me. I cannot guarantee I would take the product and do it, but I'm always willing to at least research it and make a decision. So, but again, I think the best bikes for the Russ is Right channel to review are bikes that I think people in our demographic is interested in, really. Certain bikes that are high performance type bikes, I don't know if that's really what the Russ is Right viewer is looking for. Let me know in the comments if you like those kind of bikes. Let me know. If you do, then we'll take on a couple and check them out. But there's a lot of bike manufacturers out there, obviously. I went to a bike seminar and just kind of listened to the owner of one of the bike shops. And he was saying there's like 300 manufacturers. I don't know if they all manufacture, but 300 bike companies, okay? They may be buying bikes from various places in China and then rebrand it and call it their own. But that's a lot of bike companies. So there's a lot of companies out there. Yeah, I prefer to do a longer term relationship with the manufacturer, where when they come out with new bikes, that we get the new models and check them out and report on them. I think those would be more fun to do than just keep looking for people, different manufacturers to work with. I'd rather work with the same ones that we build a good relationship, and when they have new products out, we check out their new products and let you know if I'm gonna get rid of this map here. Let you know if it's really something that's good for us or not. And I think the companies know too, not every product is suited for every person. That's why there's different models, right? What I think is good might not be what you think is good, and vice versa. But there are certain things we all look for. I mean, we look for decent motors, we look for decent brakes. Certain components have to be there. It's really muddy over there. I hate that. Makes my tires all muddy. Splashes things up too. I don't like that. That area right there always has an issue. It's like mud just comes draining into that area. So that's how the review process works out. So now we're back on the same path we always take. But you know, even though we do this over and over, I still have fun coming down these roads. I hope you do too. And you might notice too that the greenery has gotten even greener. There's a lot more leaves on the trees. They're gonna have to start cutting this stuff back pretty soon. It's already getting almost overgrown. Looks different though. You know, I think the first few rides we did in the early in the season, you know, everything just looked like branches, no leaves. Grass was all burnt out looking. Doesn't it look better now? I'm telling you. Yeah, some of the guys I see are people I see over and over. They do their daily ride if they're on a bike. They do their daily walks or their daily runs. So when you see people, sometimes they wave to me or they'll give me a head nod or whatever. Yeah, we kind of recognize the same people on the paths. They recognize me because I stick out like a sore thumb. You know, I'm a heavy guy, got a big yellow vest on, usually riding a big bike. Got a SWAT helmet on. Yeah, the thing actually does look like a SWAT helmet. It's the bike helmet made by Burn Company. Although I will say that the Rad Rover seems more intimidating than the Magicycle. Magicycle is a white bike. It's a mid-step version. Yeah, let's go through some of this water here. Clean off the tires. That's the only time I appreciate the water. Get my tires cleaned off from going through that mud. So yeah, I kind of stick out. But the Magicycle being white, yeah, it doesn't look as intimidating. This big black bike, the Rad Rover, looks a bit intimidating. Yeah, so you might see the same rides over and over, but yeah, we do talk different things. All right, what else are we going to talk about? Well, let's talk about safety and security of your bike. I was just looking at the Ebikes bike lock that I have. I have it mounted right here inside the basket of the Rad Rover. I don't think that would mount inside the basket of the Magicycle. The Magicycle basket is just slightly smaller than the Rad, and this basket just barely fits the Ebikes bike lock on the inside. The reason I chose the inside of the basket to mount it, it's sitting on the side here. Let me pull off to the side here for a second. Let me show you. All right, can you guys see this? Let me angle the camera down a little bit. Can you see that? That's where the Ebikes bike lock is sitting. They have a little cradle, a little mount. I put it here because sometimes if you just grab it the wrong way, that mechanism will open up. The cradle will open up, and you don't want that bike lock falling onto the ground. So putting it inside the basket, if it were to pop off because you hit some type of thing on the road, it pops it off, it'll fall right into the basket, and I don't have to worry about the lock going anywhere then. Eats up part of your basket, sure, but sorry, got an itch again. I know if my arm goes across the camera when I do that. But it's the best place to put it. Now, I actually have two locks. I don't carry it all the time, but I do have a really huge and heavy kryptonite chain. They make, I think, a 3-foot version and a 5-foot version, something like that. I have the 3-foot version, which just barely allows you to lock things to something else. 5-foot version would be better, but I kept thinking, yeah, that thing's kind of heavy. So, but looking back, I think I should have bought the 5-foot version. Anyways, I don't usually carry that with me. I never leave my bike anywhere anyways. It's not something I would ride and go inside, you know, some establishment and shop for a while and come back and then find my bike gone. I don't do that. Most I would do is, you know, get off the bike, lock it, but it will still be in my sight. I just lock it so somebody can't just hop on my bike real quickly and steal it. So I lock it up. So I figured the Ebikes bike lock would be good to kind of lock the front wheel to the frame of the bike, so that again, a person can't just jump on my bike and start riding it and get away when I'm off the bike. Oh, this guy's letting me through. All right, before we talk more about the locks, we are coming up to the area where we have a difficulty going up over the hill. Let's take the Rad Rover up the hill this time and see how well it does. So I'm gonna move us to pedal assist level 5. I'm throttling up 100%. I'm pedaling hard. We're doing 21 miles an hour. Let's see how good we get up this hill, pedaling hard on the Rad. Well, there was a bug in my mouth. We are dropping. We can't even get over, and I'm pedaling hard. We are down now to 9 miles an hour. All right, we're over. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That was hard pedaling to get to 9 miles an hour. Yeah, a bug flew into my mouth, landed in between my lips. I spit them out. That's gross. Now, granted, the Rad Rover has more weight on it than the Magicycle did. I will give them that. Because I do carry a lot more stuff on this bike. I have 2 heavy batteries on there. I've got all my tools. So, yeah, the Rad probably would be doing a little bit better if it didn't have that much stuff on there. But still, what did we do? I think the Magicycle went from 20 miles an hour to down to, what was it, 16? This thing went from 21 down to 9. Thank you. Some dogs don't chase you, other dogs want to kill you. So let's get back to this bike security stuff. So the Ebikes bike lock doesn't have a lot of space either. It doesn't, you know, even when you extend it. I have the 110 centimeter version. Bought it off the Rad Power Bike website, which is of course paying full retail price on it, but I had some credits from Rad, from people who have bought their e-bikes using my discount codes, and so I used it and bought the lock. I bought my helmet that way too. And so I figured if I bring this with me, then if I hop off the bike to take a little break and I'm sitting somewhere and, you know, the bike is still within areas I can see, I'll put the lock on, lock up the front wheel to the frame of the bike. So if they jumped on the bike, they can't ride it away. They'd have to lift this bike. This bike is like 110 pounds now with all the stuff that I carry. I'd like to see them lift it and run with it. That would be kind of hard. Okay. I've got to figure out which way to go here. go straight. Hello. I'm just gonna hit the button. Okay. That was a little bit of work there. Yeah, you guys should be familiar with this place now. We've done this many times. All right. Cannot go because they have a left turn signal, so cars are turning left. Really, the time to go is when I see everybody else going. Here we go. You always have to look for left turners and then right turners. Sometimes they're too busy looking at their own thing that they don't recognize that you're crossing into the path. So we've ridden 16.5 miles since the last video I did and this video. Sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. Sorry, I'm bending down to avoid tree branches. Once got hit in the face with a tree branch. Yeah, I was not expecting that to be there because it had never been there before, and then all of a sudden it was a fallen branch that was hanging. Yep, right into it. Yeah, that was not fun. So now whenever I see something, I slow down, try to avoid it. All right, let's take the Rad Rover up the hills. Let's see how well it does. Now again, it does have some more weight than what the Magicycle has, because I've got the double batteries and stuff in here. The tools are pretty much about the same, but there is some additional tools in this bike that I don't carry on the Magicycle. So overall, this bike is in general heavier than what I carry on the Magicycle. But I do carry a lot of stuff, but I need to have it. That's actually my repair tools. If something goes wrong and I'm at a distance, I need to be able to fix the bike. I will say, from riding this versus the Magicycle, I don't have the same amount of power level. I can feel it, you know, in the rides, how the bike reacts and stuff. I don't have the same power. Okay, we're gonna go up a hill here. So I'm throttling 100%. I'm at 5 for my pedal assist. I'm pedaling hard. Where we were at 21 miles an hour or so. We're dropping. I'm pedaling hard. The other ones I'm barely pedaling. We're dropping dramatically here. We're down to 13, but with hard pedaling. That was tough. So, yeah, they claim 750 on this bike, but yeah, we all think it's really 500, peaking at 750. And when people have opened up the, okay, I'm gonna blast through the stop sign because I need the momentum. People have opened up the motors and found that the Rad motor is a lot smaller than some of the other 750 watt motors. So that's why a lot of people really feel it really isn't what they claim it to be. All right, going down that the hill, we were hitting 24 miles an hour, full throttle, pedal assist 5. That's the only way I can get through those areas. I need that momentum. All right, let's make sure there's no cars here. Getting over the top. Now, people say you should have lowered your gears. Yeah, you could, but I throttle hard while I'm pedaling down. It's just a different way of doing it. It's not a problem. You know, some bikes though don't have the ability to give you full throttle. If you were like on pedal assist, let's say you were on pedal assist level 2 over here, and you gave it full throttle, you only get the amount of throttle that pedal assist level 2 has for power. On this bike and also the Magicycle, even if you were on pedal assist level 1, you hit the throttle full, you get full power going to it. I like that a lot, because then I can count on a lot of power when I need it. I know that I don't have to be moving this all the way up to 5 or something just to get full throttle power. Yeah, well, we're back to the old trail here. This is the trail I like to call the 3 mile path because it is 3 miles around in a circle. And most often I've taken you guys straight instead of turning. We'll turn this time. The lady has earbuds on. She didn't hear anything I did. So yelling out, ringing the bell would not have made a difference. She didn't know what's going on. To me, that's not safe. I would not be wandering around out here without being able to hear. Oh, there's a deer. We just passed the deer. Okay, let's back up. I don't know if you guys can see it. You guys see that? Straight ahead of us. It's right there. It's kind of hard with the GoPro. The GoPro is a wide angle, so they look farther than they really are. But the deer is probably about, I'd say 30 feet from me right now. The reason I'm doing that, one of our subscribers, Dan, told me that if you do a sheep sound, the deer will react to it. Which of course sounds funny. because come on, that's a deer, it's not a sheep, but he says the deer react to those sheep sounds. How do you like that? Never knew that. I don't think it heard me anyways. I gotta readjust my mirrors because I kind of bumped into it when I stopped. Well, that's the first deer sighting on the path this year. At least we got to see one. See all the fun things you see when you hang out longer with Russ is Right? No, early in the morning the deer usually will come out. What time is it now? Almost 9 o'clock, but it's overcast day. So yeah, we get quite a few deer out here. I know the first time I saw a deer out here, I was really amazed. Now it's kind of more of a common occurrence. That guy was a little small. He wasn't really big. He, she. So which bike do I like better? That's been the question all the time. I like the Magicycle for power. I like the Rad Rover for range because I got more batteries. Plus, if in fact this is a 500 watt motor, it's probably not eating up the battery as much as the Magicycle would. If I hit the throttle on the Magicycle, I hit 900 watts or more. And so it's going to eat up your battery faster. You know, when I was using the Magicycle hard meaning riding fast, throttling a lot, I was only getting maybe low 20s for mileage. That's a stark contrast to the 32, 34 miles I got when I was more conservative. And that's how I typically ride. I ride a little harder. So even with the second battery that I'm coming in with the Magicycle, it's coming within the next month or so, we can't go that far. I'm gonna say safely I can do 40 to 50 miles. That's about it. So that means I can do Bussy Woods and back, because I think Bussy Woods and back will take me to between 30 to 40 miles if I ride it twice. So I should have enough power to get me back. The problem with Bussy Woods is that once you commit to go back around the second time, that's an 11 to 12 mile ride commitment. You start out, you pass that exit, you're gonna do another 11 to 12 miles. So you need to know for a fact that you can do it before you actually do it. And that's all based on how much range you think your batteries are gonna give you. So yeah, we cannot take it to the North Branch Trail, see the Botanic Gardens. We can't do it. All right, let's head back out of here. Anyways, I appreciate you guys riding along with me again today. Lots of exciting things. Got to see a deer. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time.